the third part of our chapter one, which is human resources, the growth and development. So we have discussed in the previous video the challenges of the human resource management, as well as the contributing factor, the growth factor of the human resources management. So this time we are going to discuss what is human resources. So by definition, human resources or personnel management can be defined as the function of management concerned with promoting and enhancing the development of work, effectiveness, and advancement of the human resources in the organization. So that's the definition of human resources. So these functions are accomplished by through proper planning, organizing, directing, coordination, and controlling of activities related to procurement, the development, motivation, and compensation of employees to achieve the goals of the enterprise. So it's actually a very systematic. There's a system that's being followed in order to achieve, in order to uh, realize the goals of the enterprise, the corporation, or the business. So there's actually questions being raised on the personnel or human resource management. Is this a science or an art? So to answer this, we are going to define what is science. So if we say science, this is a systematic accumulation of facts, no? Systematic gathering of facts, um, their analysis and their interpretation, and also their use to arrive at a satisfactory conclusion. Right? So that is the definition. So if we are going to go back to the definition of human resource management, that also involves accumulating or collecting data through planning, organizing, directing, so that we will be able to achieve or to came up with a very good program or strategy to achieve the goal of the enterprise. So therefore, personal human resource management is a science. And that is because it involves systematic gathering of data, and it is also an applied science because it utilizes scientific principles in analyzing and interpreting data. Dili na siya tagna-tagna lang. It uses principles. But it is also an art. When we say art, art is a proficiency in the practical application of knowledge. Diba? The knowledge that you have acquired through study, through experience, through observation. And that is why this is called art, because it also involves making of sound decisions using the data that you have collected. So it is really both science and art. With that said, so let's go to what is a personnel or human resource manager. When we say human resource manager, he or she is a member of the top executive of the company or the group who is responsible for the formulation of personnel policies and programs which will serve as the foundation for an efficient personnel administration in a company for it to realize its goal and objectives and allow the employees to develop their individual career goals. So aside from they are part of the top management, they are responsible actually for the um, development of the career of the employees. No, they are the ones formulating policies and programs para mahimong efficient ang trabaho, para mahimong efficient ang flow of work sa company, and also mahimong efficient ang mga employees. So why do we hire, or why does a company need to hire a personnel manager or human resource manager? Why hire? Number one, because the human resource manager, help the management in achieving the company objectives and goals in the management of its human resources. Right? So, tabangan nila ang management to achieve the goals. Unsa man nila pagtabang through the data that they have collected, the information that they have, they will be able to make plans, they will be able to make projections, and they will be able to help the management achieve the goals. Next is to assist the top management in formulating sound policies, programs, and rules that they will be able to administer fairly and efficiently. So, dili na sila it does not mean that if you are a human resource manager that you can formulate policies, but these are still upon approval or subject to approval of the top management, right? So, they are the ones who will formulate, they are going to present it to the top management, and once approved, they will be able to administer because they are there just to assist. No, they are not there to impose, they are there to assist. Next is to assist line supervisors and managers in providing employees with satisfactory work environment and in promoting harmonious relationships with the employees and the union. So they function like a mediator. As what I have mentioned earlier in the previous videos, that because of the Industrial Peace Act in 1953, uh, that actually pushed the um, formulation of labor unions and other labor groups, there's a need to uh, get human resource managers involved, no, in mediating para magkaintindihan ang both sides, the employees and the labor unions. So that's what they do. Then they also make managers and supervisors aware of their full responsibilities in the management of human resources by providing them with technical help that's needed to handle employee problems, because not all managers and supervisors are able to do that, 'di ba? So the human resource management are there to assist or to help them. They also help to train and develop the human resources of the company in order to equip them with the skills and knowledge that are required in accomplishing their jobs efficiently. And that's why uh, HR usually, they are the one who initiate the trainings, no, na yung mga what you call the team building activities, skills enhancement activities, because that's the role. And that's why you have to hire a resource manager. Then six, they help promote understanding and good relationships by opening the lines of communication between management and employees. So whether you like it or not, the employees are not actually able to directly communicate with the top management. That is why there's HR. And those of you who were able to like work before, if you have any concerns, if you have any problems, if you have any difficulties, the first thing that you are going to go to is the human resource management. Except, of course, for the particular job, like let's say for example kanang sa line nimo, kamo kintahay ang taga repair. So anything that has something to do with your work, how you do your work, that's your supervisors. But with Other than that, related regarding your benefits, your schedule, your leave, your the compensation, you have to go to the human resource managers. Then identify management problems that can be resolved and opportunities that can be realized through improved effectiveness in personnel management. Human resource management keeps the data. No, they have the information for of the employees, their skills, the trainings that they have gone through, their background, di ba? So they will be able to identify the problems. If something happens, they are the ones who are first to identify the problem, and they will also be the ones to identify the opportunities that can be utilized, no? Because they have all the information, they have the data. That's what they do. Number eight, they assist the management and supervisors in handling labor relations, problems, utilizing his knowledge and competence on labor laws, because they are, as I've mentioned earlier or before, they should have a strong knowledge on labor laws, because should be able to, because they will be the one to process the filing permits and all that. So they should be aware of that. They should be aware of the government regulations, the court decisions on labor relations, so that they will be able to formulate a way, or they will be able to find a way on how to resolve any problems. Then assist the company in promoting good morale and motivation among its human resources. So that's why they have team buildings, they have any activities that will be able to promote a good relationship between the two, aside from opening the communication. And then, lastly, they are there to assist in crisis management and organizational development. So, as mentioned, they have the they have the data necessary. They have the data they need in order for them to assist crisis management. So they know who the people to call, no, when there's a problem, when a problem arises. So they know kinsay tawagon, kinsay pwedeng mo resolve ani, kinsay pwedeng mo troubleshoot, di ba? And then they are also able to um, what do you call that? They have the organizational development, so they know kinsay pwedeng i-promote, kinsay pwedeng ipuli. So they will be able to do all that. Di na siya problemahon sa top management, because they have other concerns pod. So those are the reasons why an organization need to hire a human resource manager. So aside from that, there are also problems and difficulties of the human resource manager, right? So although needed kaya siya, but there are also problems. The usual problems that they encounter is, first is the common misconception about the role and functions of the human resource manager. So naay misconception that the manager daw is nothing more than a simple clerk, no, na taga-sulat lang, taga-keep sa record. But no, uh, human resource managers function is actually very complicated. Not just keeping those records, but interpreting those records, and also planning for the enhancement of the skills, planning for promoting the good relationship among employees and also the employers. So that's a common misconception. Another misconception is that the the human resource manager now is the power behind the throne, who is able to do whatever they want to do, which is wrong. That's not what the human resource managers are. Human resource managers, although they strategize, they plan, They create the plan, but those plans are still subject to approval of the top management. Okay, they're only there to mediate, to bridge, no, to open the communication between the employees and the top management. So those are the one of the problems. Another is inadequate recognition by the management of the proper role of the manager in the organization. Some top management executives are not willing to give the personnel manager the corresponding authority and responsibility for the job. So they actually hesitate to let the personnel manager participate in personnel policy making decisions because they don't recognize, no, ang top management mo nang usually because of this recognition, ang mga personnel managers either they just follow what the top management want them to do, or they leave. No, duha ra na. Kadung mga human resource managers nga gusto nila mapalapad ang ilang influence, gusto nila mo-stay sa company, usually magsunod-sunuran na lang. They do not, even if para sa ilaha labag na siya, even if para sa ila dili na siya maayo, but because they wanted to stay, then magsunod-sunuran na lang sila kung unsay imando sa top management. But the others who do not want to be to just follow orders, they leave. Mo nang mo hawa sila, mo balhin sila sa company. Another problem is the labor relations. So, some employers or some top management people, they think that by hiring the human resource manager, na sila panglaban sa labor unions. Diba? Because employers, ang pinakakalaban gid nila are labor unions because labor unions are able to demand by the form of bargaining contract, no? They're able to demand. So dili gid sila gusto na i-labor union, but because of the Industrial Peace Act of 1953, they cannot uh, totally eradicate labor union because nana siya sa balaod. So ang ilang misconception is that pag ang human resource manager, ang papel niya is to destroy, no, to eradicate labor unions. But that's not the role of the human resource manager. Their role is to mediate, no, to set up a platform where the management and the labor unions will be able to talk, will be able to compromise, will be able to negotiate and come up with a win-win solution. Mo na yung role sa human resource manager. Another problem is the jealousy, no, of other executives. Gatong uban murag ngano appeal man na siya sa top management, di ba? Unsa man na siya? Let's say for example, engineering firm. So engineer din na siya, ana din siya. So nga na nga jealousy, and these problems actually can be avoided if ang top management are able to define clearly the extent and limits of authority and responsibility of the personnel manager. So kung naset na daan sa top management unsa ang limit nimo sa imong responsibilities, unsa imong authority, then dili dapat siya magka-problema, di ba? And the top management should be able to um, force, dili man siguro force or enjoin or let the supervisors, the executives, the managers to cooperate with the human resource manager so that there will be harmony, there will be peace in the organizations. Okay, so those are um, the reasons why we hire a resource manager and also the problems that resource managers encounter in any organizations. So if you have any questions, you post your comments below, or you can post it in our classroom. And I'll see you on the next part of uh, this chapter on the next video.